Ladies and gentlemen, God is going to do something greater in your life. I want you to hold on to that truth with everything in you. You may not see it right now, but the reality is God's promises for you are bigger than your current circumstances, bigger than what your eyes can see, and greater than anything you've imagined. He is not limited by time, by circumstances, or by the situations you face. He is a God of limitless possibilities, and if He said He's going to do something greater, then that is exactly what He's going to do. But here's the thing, expecting something greater requires you to believe that it is possible. When you understand that God has more for you, when you truly believe that His plans for you are bigger than your current reality, you open the door to receive His abundance. I know it's easy to get discouraged when you're in the middle of a situation that feels stagnant, when everything seems like it's been the same for too long. But I'm here to tell you, don't give up. Expect greater. Believe that something bigger is on the way. God never promises mediocrity. He promises His best for you. He has more. He's going to do something greater. But here's where the challenge lies: the process. When we begin to expect something greater, God often starts by preparing us for what is to come. It's a process that can feel uncomfortable at times. It may look like things are falling apart rather than falling into place. It may seem like there's no movement, no progress, but trust me, God is working behind the scenes. Every setback, every disappointment, every delay is part of His perfect plan. God does not waste a season. He is shaping you, molding you, and preparing you for something bigger, something greater than you could ever imagine. So don't rush the process. Trust that even in the waiting, God is working. And that brings us to timing. Oh, how we wish we could fast forward to the end, right? We want to skip ahead to the part where we see the breakthrough, the blessing, the miracle. But God's timing is always perfect. I know it doesn't feel like it sometimes, but what looks like a delay is really a preparation. God knows exactly when to bring you into what He has for you. Trust that He is preparing you for something that will exceed your expectations, but you have to wait with patience. Let your heart be at peace, knowing that when the time is right, the greater will manifest. But here's what happens during the waiting. Doubt and fear can creep in. You might ask yourself, is it really going to happen? Am I really going to see this greater? It's in these moments that you need to stand firm and remind yourself of God's faithfulness. You need to remind yourself that if God has promised it, He will do it. Don't let fear convince you that your dreams are too big or your hopes are too high. If God said it, He will do it. Walk in confidence, knowing that the greater is coming. And when doubt tries to speak, let faith be louder. Finally, the manifestation. There is a moment when what you've been waiting for, what you've been praying for, begins to come to life. That moment when you walk into the greater that God has for you, and you realize that everything you've been through, everything you've endured has been leading you to this place. Your future is greater than your past, and you're stepping into the fullness of what God has prepared for you. It might be bigger than what you expected. It might look different than you imagined, but it will always be better than you thought. God is going to do something greater in your life. Hold on to that promise. Trust the process. Believe in His perfect timing. Step out of doubt and into confidence, and know that when He delivers, it will be greater than you could have ever dreamed. Expectation is a powerful force, a beacon of hope that lights the path ahead. Even when the way seems dark and uncertain, it's the fire that drives us forward, the unwavering belief that there is more to come, something greater than what we currently see or feel. When we cultivate an attitude of expectation, we begin to align our thoughts, actions, and decisions with a higher purpose, a divine destiny. It's not merely wishful thinking, it's a powerful conviction that shapes reality. Expecting greatness isn't about being passive or sitting idly by. It's about taking proactive steps, about preparing for the abundance that is waiting for you. You see, expectation is a call to action. It demands that we take risks, step out of our comfort zones, and embrace challenges. When we believe for something greater, we understand that it requires effort, persistence, and resilience. But it's not just about hoping for the best, it's about making the best happen through our choices and our commitment to the journey. But here's where expectation becomes a game changer. It's contagious. When you start to expect more from yourself, from life, from God, you begin to influence the world around you. Your energy, your passion, your positivity become like ripples in a pond, spreading out and touching others. People are drawn to those who expect more, who believe for greater things. They want to be around those who inspire them to reach higher, to dream bigger, and to act bolder. Expectation breeds a culture of success, of possibility, of miracles. Expectation is a stance of faith, a refusal to settle for mediocrity. It's about knowing deep down that there is something more meaningful, more fulfilling, more transformative waiting for you on the other side of fear and doubt. When we cultivate expectation, we begin to see obstacles as opportunities, setbacks as setups for comebacks. We no longer fear challenges because we know they are stepping stones to something greater. We embrace the uncertainty of the future because we trust that God's plans for us are always bigger and better than anything we could plan for ourselves. Expectation is the foundation upon which dreams are built. It's what turns mere hope into a concrete vision, a tangible goal that we work towards with every fiber of our being. It's about having the audacity to believe that God's promises for us are yes and amen, that He has more in store for us than we could ever ask or imagine. Expectation fuels our faith, ignites our passions, and propels us forward, even when the road ahead is unclear. In the end, expectation is a choice, a daily decision to believe for the greater, to walk in faith, to trust in God's timing and His plan. It's about choosing to see beyond the present circumstances, to lift our eyes to the horizon, and to believe that the best is yet to come. When we cultivate expectation in our lives, we position ourselves to receive the blessings, the opportunities, and the miracles that God has prepared for us. Expectation is not just a mindset, it's a way of life, a life lived in anticipation of the greater things that God has promised. The process of preparation is something many people overlook or even resist, but let me tell you, it's one of the most crucial aspects of achieving anything great in life. When we find ourselves on the path to success, greatness, or fulfillment, we often get fixated on the end result. We dream about the destination, the victory, the moment we finally make it. But what so many people forget is that the journey, the process of preparation, is where the real transformation happens. You see, preparation is not just about learning skills or gaining knowledge. It's about transforming your heart and mind to become the person who can handle the magnitude of the dreams you've been given. It's about growing, stretching, and expanding your capacity to receive the greatness that God has in store for you. But this doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey, a slow burn, a steady climb that can sometimes feel grueling and exhausting. But it's in this process that we are made ready for what's coming. And in order to fully embrace the journey, we must learn to trust it. Trusting the journey means understanding that every step you take, every setback you face, and every delay you experience is not a detour, but a part of the plan. It's hard sometimes, isn't it? We want to move forward quickly. We want results now. But the truth is, when we rush through the process, we miss the lessons, we miss the opportunity to refine ourselves, to build character, to grow in strength and resilience. We miss the gift of patience, and we miss learning how to manage success when it finally comes. There will be times when you'll feel like giving up, when it feels like nothing is happening, when it seems like you're stuck. But I want you to know this: those moments aren't the end of your story. They're the beginning of something much deeper. Think of every challenge, every difficulty as the iron sharpening your spirit. The weight you feel is building your strength. The resistance you face is refining your skills. The moments of doubt are testing your faith and preparing you to hold the weight of the blessing that's coming your way. Preparation often feels like it's happening behind the scenes, hidden from public view. We see others achieving success, but we don't see the long hours, the unseen struggles, the sacrifices that went into getting there. We don't see the countless failures and disappointments that came before the triumphs. But make no mistake, that's the preparation. It's about showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing the work when no one is watching, putting in the hours when no one is applauding. Because that's what shapes you. That's what turns you into someone who can not only achieve greatness, but sustain it. Trusting the journey also means giving yourself grace in the process. We can be our own worst critics, constantly doubting ourselves, questioning our progress, but you must learn to be kind to yourself. Trust that every mistake is a lesson, every failure a stepping stone. There's no such thing as wasted time if you learn from the experiences along the way. Each step, no matter how small it may seem, is progress. Even if you fall, even if you stumble, you're moving forward because you're learning, you're growing, and that's all that matters. The process of preparation may not be glamorous, and it may not always feel like it's getting you closer to your goals, but trust me, it is. There are things happening within you, things you may not even recognize yet, that are laying the foundation for the future you've been praying for. The character you're building today will carry you into the life you've envisioned tomorrow. So trust it. Trust the work that's being done inside of you. Trust that the process is leading you to a place of success, but more importantly, to a place where you are ready to carry the weight of it. Remember, the greatest achievements and most significant transformations don't happen in an instant. They happen slowly, steadily, and consistently. The process of preparation might feel long, but it's worth every second. Because when you finally step into the life you've been preparing for, you'll realize that the journey was not just necessary, it was essential. Trust the journey. It's preparing you for everything that's coming. There are moments in life when everything seems to be moving too slowly. You've prayed, you've hoped, and you've worked tirelessly for something to manifest, but it feels as if nothing is happening. It's in these moments that our faith is tested. It's in these moments when we must understand that God's timing is perfect, even when we can't see it or feel it. We live in a world that demands instant gratification, where everything is available with the click of a button. But God doesn't work on our schedule, and this is where patience becomes not just a virtue, but a necessary part of the process. Waiting can be one of the hardest parts of life. We are often caught in the tension between what we know God has promised us and the seeming delay of its fulfillment. You're waiting for a breakthrough, waiting for healing, waiting for financial stability, or waiting for a relationship to restore. You might feel frustrated, even desperate at times, as you watch others around you receive what they've prayed for. But here's the truth you need to hold on to: God's timing is always right. It's perfect. You may not see the full picture right now, but that's the beauty of trusting in a God whose ways are higher than ours. You can't rush His process. There's a purpose in every season of waiting. It's easy to become discouraged when you can't see the results immediately, but the delays are not signs of failure, they're moments of preparation. During these times, God is refining you. He's shaping you, making sure that when the breakthrough comes, you'll be ready to handle it. He's strengthening your faith, teaching you patience, and building in you the character that will sustain the blessings He is about to release. Patience is not just about waiting, it's about how you wait. It's about trusting that even though you don't have all the answers right now, God is working on your behalf. It's about choosing peace in the waiting, knowing that the delays are not because God is withholding something from you, but because He's preparing something far greater than you could ever imagine. When we're waiting on God, we're being given an opportunity to deepen our trust in Him. Waiting patiently means resting in the assurance that what God has promised will come to pass exactly when it's supposed to. Imagine how much of our lives we try to control, how much we try to rush through things because we're afraid of being stuck in a season of waiting. But when we give God control over our timing, we open ourselves up to the fullness of His will. He is not in a rush. He's never been in a rush. Every moment is purposeful. Every step is leading us to exactly what we need. Sometimes the delay is God's way of protecting us, of preventing us from stepping into something that might not be right for us. Sometimes it's simply because there's a lesson we need to learn before we're ready for what's ahead. This doesn't mean that waiting is easy, but it does mean that there is peace available in the process. When you can rest in the knowledge that God is working on your behalf, you can stop worrying and start trusting. This doesn't mean you stop praying or stop moving forward with your life. It means that you let go of the pressure of trying to force things to happen. It means that instead of worrying about when things will come, you focus on becoming the person who is ready for what God has in store. You start to trust that in His perfect timing, everything will fall into place. God's timing is perfect, not just because He knows when things should happen, but because He knows when you're ready to receive them. He sees the big picture. He sees the journey, the growth, and the transformation that happens in the waiting. He's not just preparing the blessing for you, He's preparing you for the blessing. If you rush the process, you may miss the lessons along the way, the growth that will sustain you in the future. Waiting is not a sign of failure. It's a sign of faith. It's about trusting that God's plan is greater than anything you can imagine. It's about letting go of your own timing and choosing to rest in His. As you wait, hold your head high and know that God is never late. His timing is always perfect. And when the time is right, He will release your blessing, your breakthrough, your promise, everything you've been waiting for in the perfect moment. Overcoming doubt and fear, this is something we all face at different points in our lives. Every single one of us has been there. You know that place where the voice inside your head starts to whisper, you can't do it. You're not good enough. Who are you to believe you could ever succeed? Those are the voices of doubt. They rise up when you're about to take a step towards something greater, something beyond what you've known, and they come to challenge your every move. Fear takes hold, and suddenly you're standing at a crossroads, unsure of which way to go. The weight of doubt and fear can paralyze you. It can stop you from taking action, from pursuing your dreams, from stepping into the destiny that is waiting for you. But I'm here to tell you something. Those voices, those feelings, they do not define you. They do not determine your potential. They do not hold the power to dictate your future unless you let them. You see, the truth is, confidence isn't something that just magically happens. It's built over time, and it starts by rejecting the lies that doubt and fear try to feed you. Confidence comes from within, and is developed by standing up in the face of uncertainty, not by waiting for things to be perfect or for all the signs to align. Confidence is the choice to believe in yourself, even when the path ahead is unclear. You might be thinking, well, how do I overcome these feelings of doubt and fear? How do I break free from this constant battle within? The first thing is this: you have to recognize that fear and doubt are natural. They don't make you weak, they make you human. Everyone experiences them. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not the absence of fear, but the ability to move forward despite it. The courage to act even when you don't feel 100% sure is what makes all the difference. It's a decision, a commitment to push through. It's knowing that your dreams, your vision, your purpose are far greater than any fear that might try to stop you. Fear thrives on uncertainty. It makes you question everything, your ability, your worth, your potential. But what if you stop letting that fear control you? What if you started seeing fear as a sign that you're moving in the right direction, that you're about to break through to something extraordinary? Every time you face a fear and keep moving forward, you're building your confidence. You're telling yourself, I can do this even if you don't have all the answers yet. And the more you prove to yourself that you can, the stronger your confidence becomes. You must understand, confidence is not the absence of fear, it's the willingness to act in spite of it. When you doubt yourself, when fear whispers in your ear, don't let it stop you. Instead, use it as fuel. Ask yourself, what if I succeed? What if I push past this fear and achieve everything I've ever dreamed of? The moment you start seeing fear as a challenge rather than a threat, it loses its power. You regain control, and with that, confidence starts to rise within you. But you also need to change your relationship with failure. Too often we think of failure as the end, as something to avoid at all costs. But failure is not your enemy. Failure is simply a lesson, a chance to grow, to learn, and to get better. Each time you fail, you get closer to success because you now have more knowledge, more experience, and more understanding of what works and what doesn't. So stop being afraid to fail. Embrace it as part of the journey. Your confidence grows not just from your successes, but from the way you handle failure. It's about getting back up, dusting yourself off, and moving forward with even more determination. Another critical piece in overcoming doubt and fear is trusting in your preparation. You are more capable than you realize. Every experience, every challenge, every moment you've lived up until now has been part of preparing you for what's next. When you start to doubt your abilities, look back at everything you've already overcome. Think about all the obstacles you've already faced, all the times you've persevered, all the moments when you thought you couldn't, but somehow you did. You have survived and thrived through difficult situations, and that resilience is inside you. Your preparation is your foundation. Trust that you are ready for what's to come. Finally, confidence doesn't just come from within, it's also nurtured by the people you surround yourself with. The right people can lift you up, encourage you, and help you see the potential in yourself that you might not see. Find those people who believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. Let their faith in you fuel your own, and equally be that person for others. Build a network of support, a group of individuals who uplift, challenge, and inspire you to keep going even when the road gets tough. Overcoming doubt and fear isn't easy. It requires courage, persistence, and a willingness to act even when you don't feel ready. But the rewards are beyond worth it. When you walk in confidence, you stop letting fear control your decisions. You stop second-guessing yourself. You begin to trust in your abilities, your purpose, and the vision that has been placed within you. Every step you take forward is a victory. So the next time doubt and fear try to hold you back, remember, confidence isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to move forward anyway. It's the willingness to stand tall, face the unknown, and believe that you are capable of achieving the unimaginable. And that's when you'll start to see your dreams unfold. So here's the truth: you have everything you need inside of you. The doubt, the fear, they don't define you. They're simply obstacles that challenge your resolve. But you've got the power to overcome them, to rise above them, and to keep moving forward. Confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you build step by step through action, persistence, and belief in yourself. You've faced challenges before, and each one has prepared you for this moment. Every time you choose to act in the face of fear, you get stronger. Every time you move past the doubt, you become more capable. It's not about being fearless, it's about taking those fears and turning them into the fuel that propels you toward your dreams. It's about trusting your preparation, embracing failure as part of the process, and surrounding yourself with the right people who help you see your potential when you can't see it yourself. So from this point forward, whenever fear comes knocking, welcome it. Don't let it hold you back. Stand tall, move forward with conviction, and know that you have everything it takes to succeed. The journey ahead is yours, and with each step, you're not just overcoming fear, you're walking in the confidence that you are meant for something great. Keep moving, keep growing, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself. Your dreams are waiting for you on the other side of fear.